everybody. This is Coach Desmond, CoachDesmond.com. Guys, you know me. That you've been following me for a long time. You know I've been specializing in working with who, pray tell, introverted perfectionists. Yeah, you know who you are on that. And I wanted to go ahead and basically give you some specific tips. You know, introverts are amazing, but unfortunately, for the hundreds of people I got a chance to work with, I'm always amazed that introverts don't even know sometimes that they're introverted. So before we go into the 7 strategies to help you find not only friendships, but healthy friendships, let's go ahead and do a quick test. Because some of you guys came here and you're like saying, well, I'm not an introvert. Well, hold on a second. Maybe you are and didn't even know it. So first of all, people oftentimes make the mistake that they think being an introvert is about who's talkative and who's not. So obviously the introvert is quiet, demure, to the back, that sort of thing. And the extrovert is, jazz hands. They're the ones who don't mind having conversations. They take the lead, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? It has nothing to do with if you're an introvert or an extrovert. You see, according to a matter of fact, I believe it was a German or Swedish psychologist by the name of Carl Jung, and also back in the early 20th century, he was able to go and theorize that being an introvert or extrovert has nothing to do with who's talkative or who's not. The fact of the matter is, there are so many people who are in the public eye that you assume are extroverts, but they're actually introverts by nature. So what determines if you're an introvert? It's how you process energy. Let me give you an example so you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so the introvert, matter of fact, so the extroverted person is the person who basically matter of fact, gains more energy the more people they are around. Places, things, events, the more the merrier. This is the person who goes to the party, stays to the end of the party, and then says, yo, where the after party at? Okay, now the introvert is different. They can be at the exact same party, have a great time, talking, yucking it up, on that being the life of the party. The thing is that as the party goes on, the introvert begins to go ahead and start feeling what? Drained. Yeah, they actually matter of fact, they're actually feeling drained emotionally, mentally, matter of fact, some cases physically, some people even said spiritually. But because they're so sensitive to that, because of what they're doing, see, they're giving out. What they do is they desire to basically do what? To basically fall back. They desire to get quiet or get to a quiet space, not because they're being antisocial, but for introverts, this is how they power up so they can go back out and be amazing. Okay, now that you know which one, not what determines an introvert or extrovert, how do you feel now? Yeah. Listen, if you're now saying, I'm thinking differently, I think I'm an introvert, go ahead and post it in the comments. Love to go ahead and share some more good stuff with you. Okay, so let's go into today's segment. So 7 tips for helping introverts find friendships, but not only friendships, but healthy friendships. Take a listen to this. I think you're going to go ahead and like what you hear. Number 1, you want to go ahead and seek out like-minded communities. You know, guys, listen, I'm always amazed at the fact that we're social beings and we love to go ahead and find things that we have in common. And also, we got a friend of mine who loves pickleball going on here as well. And guess what? There's a whole community of simple pickleball players. And when these people get together, I mean, it's absolutely amazing. And what joins them together from different walks of life, age group, conditioning, economic status, whatever, they love pickleball. And the thing about introverts is they don't do random. Okay, so if they know what the point is, if they know that if they're doing something that makes sense and that there is a point, activities check both those boxes. So because they're finding communities which individuals are like-minded in terms of interests, this is where they thrive and they start expressing themselves freely and people get a chance to know their personality. So that's number 1. Number 2, attend small group activities. You know, you're probably not going to find introverts at Coachella. Okay, and if you do find them there, they're probably trying to figure out when's this thing over. Yeah, and all stuff. They don't like to go ahead and do crowds and all stuff. While everybody's having a great time, not so much fun for them. And the next time Coachella comes up, they're going to pass. So what do they love? Listen, matter of fact, the quiet 3 and 4 dinner parties going on here, game night. You get the idea. Small groups. These guys will treasure quality over quantity any day of the week. Number 3, volunteer for causes that you actually enjoy. So whether it's ASPCA, whether it's a, matter of fact, Alzheimer's, matter of fact, memory run, or whatever situation it is, typically relationships are built around doing. And for introverts, because they're all about what's the point and does this make sense, typically you're going to find introverts finding other introverts while you are doing. Make sense? I hope it does. Let's keep it going. Okay, also too, Take advantage of technology. We talked about that earlier. So, with the age of social media, the beautiful thing is that you can find your group several thousand miles away. One of my good friends is located in Pune, India. On that, we talk all the time, and we have a lot of shared interests, and that's a quality relationship. For some of you, you'll be able to go ahead and find it on LinkedIn groups, Facebook groups, or maybe it's basically a group that basically connects all around the country: New York, Baltimore, Minnesota, but it's all around. Matter of fact, shared interests. Maybe it's classic cars. Not only classic cars, but classic Buicks going on here. Ooh, see what I did there? So by you now finding those common areas and using technology, you can now be able to go ahead and find those groups, and more than likely be able to go ahead and find quality relationships because you guys shared that in common. Let's keep this going. Also, deepen existing connections. This one I didn't see coming, but I thought this was really cool. You know, people change. You may not like the person when they were in junior high school, but because of their life experiences, what ends up happening is that your experiences, your thoughts, your mindsets, whatever, are now more in line, whereas before it wasn't. So go back to the existing, matter of fact, relationships that you thought were one thing, and you may be shockingly surprised they're another, and that provides another form of connecting. Also, to attend workshops and classes, and last but not least, practice active listening. You know, this happened over the weekend. Got a chance to go ahead and hook up. Matter of fact, was at a men's conference. Got a chance to go and sit down. Had a really good conversation until, matter of fact, I had a really good conversation until it was my time to go ahead and talk. When they were speaking, I was intently, because I was basically being present with them. So I was listening. And then when I started sharing, my turn to go ahead and share it back, I started noticing the person was listening, but then not. So I could see their eyes darting to the left and to the right. After a while, I cut the conversation short, and I decided to go ahead and meet with someone else. You know, how that made me feel, basically said, probably not going to go ahead and have the type of relationship I'd hoped from that person, because people like to be both seen and heard, and no one likes that more than introverts. So with this in mind then, guys, these are 7 tips to helping you not only find friends, but healthy friends. So what did you think? Was this helpful? If it was, hey guys, and also I want you guys to go to below and let me know in the comments. Okay guys, this has been Coach Desmond. I hope you find this helpful. If you know of an introvert, matter of fact, like yourself or what have you, forward this to them. I think they'll find it helpful, and you can go ahead and basically get credit for just being a good person. All right guys, we're about to go ahead and take off. Remember this, amateurs get stuck, but professionals, they're getting coached. Looking forward to coaching you sometime real soon. Want more information about yours truly, go to CoachDesmond.com. Until then, you guys take care. God bless. Bye-bye.